Syrian rebels have announced the liberation of Damascus and the overthrow of President Bashar al-Assad after 20 years of his rule. The president is believed to have been killed in a plane crash, according to Reuters. The Polish embassy in Syria has called on all Poles present in the country to urgently leave Syria. Everything happened at lightning speed. Syrian rebels seized more areas overnight, first the city of Homs, and just a few hours later, also the capital Damascus, 160 kilometers away. This is a historic moment that separates truth from falsehood. We advise our brothers in jihad, as we advised them before, to show compassion for the people. Those who surrender their weapons will be safe. The surprising and such a rapid offensive by the rebels was possible because no one put up much resistance. Syrian army soldiers, poorly trained and paid very little, abandoned their posts en masse or laid down their weapons. Damascus was taken with virtually no fighting. These are regime soldiers. They are safe and under the control of the Syrian military government. One of the first decisions of the rebel group was to release everyone from prisons, seize and ransack the presidential palace, and also take over the state's television, which stopped broadcasting. Viewers could only read a short message. The Syrian revolutionary government has won. The criminal Assad regime has fallen. President Assad, who took over power in Syria from his father 24 years ago, flew out of Damascus in the morning in an unknown direction. The media gave conflicting information about his further fate. Crowds cheered in the streets of Damascus all night and day, and the same was true in neighboring Lebanon, where many Syrians have fled over years of civil war. The same was also true on the streets of Germany's capital, Berlin. This is a great joy. It's hard to even describe. May God protect all the people in Syria, which is starting a new chapter. However, no one knows what this chapter will look like. Syria is a complicated military jigsaw puzzle of political and religious groups, as well as foreign influence. Moreover, the rebels have not and are unlikely to take all of the country's territory. Indeed, there are declarations of free elections in Syria, but the reality is chaos and a huge risk of another round of civil war, which is why more countries are calling on their citizens to leave Syria. In the morning, the Italian ambassador's residence in Damascus was attacked. Nothing happened and no one was injured, but the masked men took 3 cars and drove off. Israel is also reacting to the situation in Syria, having reinforced its border with the country. Additional soldiers have been sent there, some of whom have entered the buffer zone between Israel and Syria for the first time since 1974, as a result of an agreement following the end of the Yom Kippur War.
Last night it collapsed. The Syrian army abandoned its positions. We gave the Israeli army the order to take over these positions to ensure that no hostile force embeds itself right next to the border of Israel. This is a temporary defensive position until a suitable arrangement is found.
Over the course of the day, Israel, although as always in such cases, it does not officially confirm it, fired on several Syrian military bases. Authorities in Jerusalem have been announcing for days that they will try to prevent radical military groups from taking over military storage facilities in Syria, which contain chemical weapons, among other things.